guys, Rage Legends. Welcome to the video. Sending some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you're going through something and you need it out there. Take a deep breath. You got this. Today, I want to talk about a whole category of champions inside Raid Shadow Legends. You know, my kiddo is 7 years old, and I mean, every parent says this, but he's just the best. He's just the best. And he's going through a little bit of dinosaur phase, right? He likes the dinos. I remember going through that phase as I was a kiddo, a young whippersnapper, Ash, right?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of dinosaur movies in my day.
Oh, have you? Look at this guy's eye.
You know, we're talking about dinosaurs and about extinction, right? Where are the dinosaurs? It's crazy to think that, like, dinosaurs were actually just roaming the earth, right? Like these massive creatures. I digress. But it reminds me of
Raid Shadow Legends, like everything in life, right? Can always tie it back to Raid.
It's only a game.
And the thing is there is a sad category of dinosaurs in Raid Shadow Legends that's also slowly going extinct. And it is a shame and a travesty because it's one of the most compelling and cool offerings a champion can bring in the game. Let me talk about some of my favorite champions really quickly. King Galkabar. He's the king of the Sylvan Watchers. He's the king of the best faction in Raid Shadow Legends. This dude should be a beast, and the truth is he is a beast. Anybody have this guy? He's nuts. He's fast, he's tanky, he's got the continuous heals for days, he's got shields, he's got this ability is insane. It removes all buffs from all enemies and plays a poison for every buff removed along with a block buffs. What a nasty kit, what a nasty ability. Whenever an enemy under poison debuff attacks an ally under a shield, it instantly activates the poison. He's got the shield on the A3. Man, I love King Galkabar. I'm also a sucker for a big nose. Always have been, always have been. It's not even a lie. I like a big nose on my women, you know? Are you a nose guy or are you a hand guy? So we got Corvus the Corruptor. Look at that schnoz. He's right from the Black Death, the Black Plague. I love the aesthetic, seriously, around this guy. Of course, I mean, he does have the second best nose in the game. Let's be real. Let's see this, the profile view. Whoa! Ginro the Stork. Oh, my word. Anyway, back to what the heck was I talking about there? Got a little distracted. Got a little carried away. Sorry, guys. I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood today. Corvus. He's got this increased duration of ally buffs and decreased duration of enemy debuffs. And then he's got the poison. An AoE ×2 hitter. Each hit is placing 2 poisons. Fantastic. We have, how about this guy? How about Noct the Paralyzer? Another really cool design, like super cool looking champion, right? He's a poisoner, a sleeper, additional poisons, ally protector, and a healer, right? He's a healer based on poisons. Super cool, right? Like, I like Noct. He's a really cool champion. How about a mythical? How about good old Nell Blackteeth? Yeah, you see where I'm going here. Check out this busted Blackteeth's Buffet. Yummy. Whenever an enemy receives a buff, is healed, or has their turn meter increased by a skill, plays a poison on them for 2 turns that ignores block debuffs. Oh, man. But I could go on forever, baby. I'm just getting started here. You guys see where I'm going, right? Obviously. Uragrim. How about Uragrim, man? 2 poisons on what used to be a 3-turn cooldown until they nerfed him. They don't buff epics, but they nerf them. They do. Uragrim. I mean, even some of the best of the best. Champions who are still, frankly, good in Bad Alcazar, but used to be a lot better. Back when poison wasn't going extinct.
Good old days, yes.
Yeah, today I want to talk about the poison problem in Raid Shadow Legends. I only mentioned a few poisoners, by the way. There are a billion of them. And the more you think about it, the more it's a shame. Because some of the coolest designs in the game are built around the poison dynamic. How about Supreme Kale? Or as Call of the Arbiter series calls him, Kyle. Supreme Kyle. I don't care if that's the official pronunciation. I'm not going to do it. Damn it. Not like I'd hear the official pronunciation on anything else in this damn game, right?
If one of y'all says some silly ass name, this whole class is gonna feel my wrath. Now, D nice.
Do you mean Denise?
Son of a...
Supreme Kyle. has the poisons that can't be resisted. Really strong move, really cool champion, honestly. But all these champions fall a little short of what they could. And again, I could name a billion others. Poison in this game really only has a few use cases, right? I mean, there's, of course, some champions that get by with poison, right? Like Euros, soloing Scarab King. Very niche, very niche. Or like maybe a champion like an Eleanor or a Xavier helping you through those waves, right? Now, there's other ways to get through waves. You could argue that maybe a Seer team is more efficient in most situations. But yeah, maybe you started the game with an Eleanor promo code or something like that, new players or whatever, and, you get by with it, right? And you make a team around it. It's cool. So wave content, poisons can be effective, as well as the good old-fashioned granddaddy of all dungeons in this game, and that is the dragon, right? Dragon's Lair. But the weird thing about Dragon Hard, when they added hard mode dungeons, is you're almost better off with Reflect, because the dragon dishes out so many poisons, right, that champions like a Yumeko or a Jingwan or a Staltis Dragonbane, right, champions that have, or just deflection sets, like reflecting the debuffs back, those tend to be weirdly better options, right? Like just deflecting the poisons back if you have those champions. Poisons are still effective against the dragon, but the one area where poisons really shined, there's just better methods in the game now, in a lot of cases, situational, to use poisons. It's a shame right now. It's a shame, I feel like, that poison is so useless. Poison used to be such a fundamental part of this game way back in the early days of Raid Shadow Legends, back in 2019, Clan Boss. It was all about Occult Brawler and Kale, right? Like those, Occult Brawler was my guy, He's still one of the better epics out there when it comes to poisons. But man, these champions, they're a distant artifact of a life that once was, right? They're fossils nowadays of these dinosaurs. And that's a shame to me, because these are some of the coolest champions out there. Even the really good poisoners like Vizug, like Tomb Lord, those type of champions, they're still relegated mainly to wave content or extremely restrictive content in the game. So I want to compel Raid, Plarium, to do something with poison, damn it. Right? Because think about all these bosses, right? Everything they've added to the game, right? Soul Cross, yeah, I mean, you can use poison certainly in wave content, like I said, but it's very meh. Clan bosses, right? Sure, it ticks off one trial in Chimera, but it's almost like I have to include a poisoner, not like, I get to include a poisoner, Hydra, I mean, half the heads are immune to poison anyway, right? It's almost like, why am I, you can run Bad L, but you're running him into protection, not a feral, because he can't even land half his poisons, So when you think about all the new content, how about all the Doom Tower bosses? We mentioned the Scarab King, some exceptions, but like none of them, all these bosses, none of them are really susceptible to poison, right? And I don't think that, I think that, I'm very curious on what you guys think about this. Last time I mentioned it was like a year ago, and I was probably like in the 10%. Everybody got mad at me in the comments. But I'm going to mention it again, damn it, because I'm going to try again. Because if at first you don't succeed, you try again. But I think they should add Nightmare Dungeons. The only problem is sure, Nightmare Dungeons would be great. It's fun. It gives us something else to work on, endgame players who have been playing this game for a while. However, it doesn't really solve the problem, does it? Either with poisons or with the lackluster gear sets. What are they going to do? Give us a higher chance to pull a mythical of the same crappy artifact sets for the most part, or at least outdated artifact sets? It doesn't really solve the problem. I guess I'm just kind of fiending for some new content in the game. I know we're going to have Faction Wars 2.0. Who knows? I'm recording this video like a couple days before it goes live. We might already have the news of Faction Wars 2.0 by the time this goes live. So hopefully there'll be like some use cases, but ultimately, I don't think poison is going to be, the solution necessarily, or excuse me, Faction Wars 2.0 is going to be the solution. So what do you guys think? I would like them to do the following. And I'm not holding my breath here, but I would like to see them add, instead of having the same double bosses for Cursed City that we already have in the game anyway, I would like to see Cursed City get a little makeover. And I would love to see a new boss. Just start with one. I'm not asking for a ton. but a new boss that's susceptible to poison, right? Like that we need to think about using some of these poison champions. You know, is it the most pressing need in the game? No. But to me, it's a little bit of a bummer that there's all these King Galkabars and these Knock the Paralyzers and the Corvus the Corruptors, Nose and all, who are really compelling. Even Nell, you know, Blackteeth. I think these champions are awesome, but like, where are we using these champions? I am no longer using a poison squad on Demon Lord Clan Boss. I'm no longer thinking, okay, how am I going to solve this Dragon's Lair? This is tough. So every champion they continue to add to this game with poison, which they still do quite often, I always scratch my head and wonder why. Why? So I want to throw it to you guys. What are your ideas? I think the easiest way is to add more content and add more bosses or something that are susceptible to poison. Or maybe, another idea is maybe give poison a little buff, right? Maybe you'd make all the heads of Hydra Clan Boss susceptible to poison. Maybe that's the easier way to go. Maybe they add the big version of poison sensitivity to the game. It's in the game code, but no champion has it. Every champion that has poison sensitivity, even including Lydia, only has the weak version of poison sensitivity. Maybe actually implementing the strong version, the 50% poison sensitivity, would at least give us a little bit more oomph to our poison. I don't necessarily think that solves the underlying problem because it doesn't actually give us more content, but I think that going in and maybe tweaking existing bosses, adding new bosses, and maybe buffing the poison itself would make some of these really well-designed, compelling champions more viable in the game. So there it is, guys. That's my thesis. I can sense myself starting to ramble. I'll end it there. But honestly, I really wish they would add, you know, I gave a few ideas. I'm sure you guys have better ideas. But let's make poison great again. Thanks for watching until the end of the video, guys. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.